How do you successfully begin your network marketing journey in 2020 and beyond? Or maybe you've been in network marketing for a little while and it's time to spice up the dream a little bit. Well, my name is Karin Angelly from KarinAngelly.com. I teach and train network marketers how to build their business in the online space. And today I want to talk about how you actually successfully begin that network marketing journey that so many of us embark upon because we see the amazing time and financial freedom that this awesome industry can provide. So listen, I'm here every single week giving you tips, tricks, and strategies on how to build your network marketing business. So go ahead and tap that subscribe button because I'm here to help you grow your network marketing business every single week. All right, so let's talk about your network marketing journey and how you can really have a successful journey as time goes on, okay? So I recently actually had somebody interview me because she wanted to know a little bit more about my story with how I got started in network marketing. So she actually shared that interview on her Facebook page, but I wanted to share it with you here right now because I think that it's so incredibly powerful to hear how other network marketers begin their journey. And I'm hoping that my story can actually hopefully help inspire you to continue to grow and learn in your network marketing journey. So I'm actually going to let you have a sneak peek into that interview right now. So stay tuned to check it out.
Hey friends.
Hi, how's it going?
Hey, I am so glad that you could stop by. Super pumped.
Yay.
Nice. So I am just gonna jump right in because I know you are super busy. So I'm gonna start from the beginning, okay? So my first question for you is, what was the key driving force for you to become an entrepreneur?
So by trade, I do anesthesia. Okay, so that basically means I put people to sleep for surgery. And I remember when I had a friend, she actually shared network marketing with me 5 years ago. It was a little over 5 years ago now, but she shared it with me and I was not interested in the business. But then as I started to hear more, she brought some people in front of me that had earned cars in 6 months and 11 months. And I was like, is that real? Like, could I do that? My car is kind of getting older. Like, I would love to be able to replace my car. And the more that I thought about it, the more I wanted something more in my life. I was tired of you wake up and you go to work. This is your life. Like this is it. That it was like I was in this box and this was the box that I had to stay in. And then as I started getting into entrepreneurship, I realized that there was so much more to life. And there was this expansion that started to happen where it was like, I can actually choose how to live my life. I don't have to have somebody else tell me when I come to work, how much I get paid, all the things that we normally do as people. I was literally like, I can define my own life. Mm-hmm. And that really was exciting. The more that I looked at it, the more that I thought about it, I was like, this is an exciting concept to be able to be my own boss and not have to worry about what other people are telling me to do or not do.
Yes, that is so key. I love that answer. It totally resonates with me as well. So on that same page, what or how did the idea of your particular business come about?
So should I go back my story or how I started in network marketing? What specifically?
Maybe just start along your journey of network marketing. Yeah. How it came about. And then just like I have another question that I love that may touch on a little bit more. But yes, just like your start in your journey and how it came about. The name that I see, your network marketing unicorn. So
yeah. You've asked a loaded question. So like I said, I had a friend share network marketing with me 5 years ago. And I wasn't interested because I remember as a child, my parents were like, stay away from network marketing. It's that pyramid thing. And just was really intrigued whenever I started really connecting more with my friend. I actually went to her home party and heard and saw different things that I'd never heard and saw before. And I was kind of like, this is a new concept to me. So I sat like this the entire time at that party, but inside I was actually like, I don't know, this might be interesting. This might be something that I need to do. And so I went home and I told my husband about it and I thought I was completely nuts. Like I literally was like, am I crazy? And he was like, just try it. Like, who cares let's see what happens basically. And so it was like, okay, like, let's see what happens. And I am the kind of person that I go in fast and hard. Okay. So if somebody's telling me that something's possible and they tell me it's possible to do this in a certain amount of time, I'm like, I wonder if I can challenge that. I wonder if I can be even more awesome than the person before me. And so I went in hard and fast. And I actually built a massive empire. I earned a car in 6 months. I built this massive empire. And then I got to a point in my business where I was getting frustrated because I was adding to the pool of people that I was able to connect with and talk with every single day. The problem is that I was getting the same pushback over and over and over again, and I was getting tired. I remember, I never even said this to my husband at the time, but I remember thinking to myself, is this forever? Do I have to build my business like this forever, where I'm talking to people consistently every single day? Do I have to feel like I have to be on point every single day? And it was that nagging thought in the back of my head, and it just wouldn't go away. And like I said, I didn't even tell my husband that I felt that way because I didn't even want to admit to myself that that's how I felt. But then I had a member of my downline who was feeling the same way as me. She had joined the business maybe 3 months before, and she was a total rocket. Like, she blew up too, but she kind of felt the same way I did, where it was like, I don't really want to keep building like this. Like, this isn't, like, if this is really what it's going to be long term, I'm out, basically. Yeah. And she discovered, like, basically, like, how can we start building our business online and actually start attracting people to us instead of feeling like you're constantly on point all the time? Like, literally, I would go to the grocery store and I would talk to people. I was literally that girl that I could get your phone number and I would follow up with you. And it was like, I got really good at it. I was like a machine, but I was really tired of being like that. And so when she told me that she had found this alternative way of actually bringing people to you, I was kind of like, well, tell me more. Like, that's really intriguing to me. Yep. And so I kind of went down this rabbit hole for a while where I was like, I can actually start figuring out how to build my business online. And to be completely honest, I struggled with a lot of the techniques that I was handed. A lot of them came down to creating a Facebook advertisement. And in my opinion, Facebook ads work for some people and they're not so effective for other people. And I found myself in that camp where they just weren't effective for me. And I would have people look at my ad copy and look at my ads and be like, this is really good. How's it doing? And I'm like, the same way it always does. And I was so incredibly frustrated because anything that I've done in my life, like, this is just me. I always take off like a rocket because I'm just that person that's like fast and hard as much as I possibly can. And it was hard for me to not be good at something immediately. And so I struggled for a long time until I finally started finding different techniques of how to actually start attracting people to me. And that's honestly how Network Marketing Unicorn was born, to be completely honest. So one of my colleagues and I we were just kind of bouncing ideas off of each other one day, and we were talking about different ways that we could make our Facebook profile more attractive to people. And we were talking about, like, specifically for the business page. And we were kind of like giving each other ideas on what we could change our brand to that would actually have people more attracted to us. And they would know instantly when they saw the name of our brand, what we were about. And she actually was like, you would be a unicorn, so you'd be the Network Marketing Unicorn. And I was like, oh my God, that's perfect. Like, it kind of gives me chills today because it's like, it was like just born out of this total, like, well, you could be this, you know? And I was like, I really could be. Like, I knew instantly when she said it that that's who I was. Cause I've always done crazy things where I want to stand out. Like, I've always been that way. And I've had different colored hair for years and years. And so whenever she said, oh, you're like a unicorn, you're the Network Marketing Unicorn, it was like, that's me. That's my brand. And it was like an instant, like, I love that. That's perfect. Because that, like, literally everything about a unicorn, the fun, the whimsy, the magic, like, all of it, I feel like it just encapsulates who I am. And so it was just like Network Marketing Unicorn was just born from that, basically. And since then I've just run with it, and it's so much fun. So yeah.
I love it. That's such a great story. I actually didn't know the beginning how that came to be. That's how I know you. So
I get a lot of people that are like, oh yeah, that unicorn girl. Like, I actually, like, even in my town, I've had, like, my hairdresser one day was talking about how she had a client that was talking about the unicorn girl talking about me. And I was like, I don't even know who that person is. Yeah, exactly. But it was like, oh my God, like, my hairdresser was talking about me and my hair, because she was just like, this is the kind of brand that you've created. People have started to figure out that you're the unicorn girl. And it's just really, really cool. So,
that's so awesome. Yes, yes, I love it. I mean, I feel it fits you so well.
yeah.
So on that same track here, so I love this question. If you could travel back to day one of your startup and you have only 15 minutes with your formal self to communicate any lessons, all of that stuff, that knowledge that you've acquired so far, what would you tell yourself? What information in that tiny little bit of time of 15 minutes, what knowledge drop would you say, maybe do this differently, or et cetera, et cetera? What would you say?
So within network marketing, and you've probably heard this before, but within network marketing, you basically are told, like, this is the way we do it. Don't reinvent the wheel. And I think that is like one of the biggest detriments to the network marketing industry. And so I would go back to my original self and say, be creative, be you, be creative, and actually stop just assuming that what they're telling you is correct. Because yes, it absolutely worked, but I was frustrated. I was like, I don't want to do this forever. So if I could go back, I would tell myself to be creative with how it was that I wanted to build. Like, I never asked myself how I wanted to build until I was given the opportunity to change how I was building. And it was like, there is a whole nother world out there. So that's yeah, exactly. That's what I would say to me is be creative with how you want to build your business. Like, what do you want to do? What makes you, Karin, what makes you happy? Mm-hmm. That's what I would really impart to myself.
Yes, it's you, Inc. So
exactly. Exactly.
Love it. All right, let's get into the nitty gritty, girl, of your work-life balance. Okay. So how many hours a day do you work on average?
So, okay. So I had said at the beginning of this that I worked in anesthesia. So I actually am part-time in anesthesia now. Okay. My business has gotten me to that place where it's like part-time, just it works. Okay. So I work 3 days a week doing anesthesia still. And so people that work, like, just know that this is possible. I get that you feel stretched. I get that it's difficult at times. Can't tell you how many times I've cried into my pillow because I'm just so tired, but it's so worth it. Okay. So I work exactly. I work 3 days a week at my job. And then as far as like when I'm actually working those 3 days a week, I make sure that I get at least 1 hour in that day for my business. Okay. I'm actually focusing on getting that in. And now, so my main place that I build my business, because I freaking love video. I just love video. So the place that I actually build my business is on YouTube. And so basically, in order to get all of my content properly researched, everything out and done the way that I want it to be done, it takes me about 8 hours on YouTube specifically to get my content right. Okay. So if you think about it, it's 8 plus those 3 hours. So I probably on average will work about 20 hours, give or take, on my business a week. Okay. So it's also for me, like, I work part-time as anesthesia and I also work part-time in my business, but working part-time in my business, I've still done some pretty phenomenal things within my business. So it's totally possible to do it. Okay. So anybody that's currently working right now, I get it. I feel your pain. I've been there. I've done the crazy things where it's like, get it in when you can. I know how you feel, because there was a time that I actually worked 60 hours a week and built a thriving business. Okay. So it's totally possible. Even if you're working those crazy hours, it's totally possible. So
it is definitely possible. I mean, I'm right now working full-time. So yeah. Full-time with 2 little kiddos. So yeah, even with crazy hours, if you have little ones running around, it is possible. It's just finding that daily method of operation and knowing the most important things to work on in your business. So yeah, I mean, yes to everything you just said. So you also you kind of answered my next question already too, the outline of your typical day. So look at you, just jumping ahead. So how about your family life? So I personally know, like, I see, I'm friends with you on Facebook and everything else. So I see what you're doing with your family. So share a little bit of that, how this journey through entrepreneurship, what that's done for you and your family.
Yeah. So like I said, when I originally started doing with my entrepreneurial journey, I was working 60 hours a week at the hospital. Okay. Like that was just the way it was. Okay. So it was anywhere between 40 and 60. And it was crazy sometimes. But then I got to this place in my business where it was like, it actually started with my husband, where it was like, I want to get him out of his job because he freaking hated his job at the time. And my goal was to retire him from his job so that he could be home and help me on my business. And it's literally like he cooks, he cleans, he does all the things, and then he does the things to help me in my business too. So that was what started it all, where it was like, I want to get you out of your job so that we can really blow this thing up. And so let's see, he quit his job 4 years ago. So about a year into my network marketing journey, he quit his job. And it gave him especially more freedom. And it gave us this taste of what the future would be like where we are just able to hang out with one another more and spend more time with one another. Okay. So we don't have kids. We don't want kids. We love each other and we want to really focus on that relationship. So, it was just like this massive freedom of, oh my goodness, I can see my husband. I'm not like two ships passing in the night. Yes. And then I think it was about a year and a half into my network marketing journey where it was like, I think I can go part-time in my business. And so my husband and I, or not my business, but my job. My husband and I, we talked about what that would look like and how that would work. And it just made more and more sense the more that we thought about it. And so I ended up going part-time in my job with anesthesia and never looking back, because it's like freaking awesome to be able to still do something, because there's parts of anesthesia that I love, and it's great that I can still do something because I want to, and not necessarily because I have to be working those crazy hours. And so it's literally truly that freedom. And I'm literally looking at my business now and I'm seeing the next step of me being like, you know what, I'm going to walk away from anesthesia altogether. Yeah. And so it's just really exciting to see that literally in your hands and being like, I can make that decision if I want to. Yeah. And so, yeah, it's just so special. And my parents are getting older. So my parents are in their 70s and my dad's not the healthiest of specimens, let's just be honest. And so I love that I have more time available where I can actually spend with them and not have to look back at my life and regret that I was at work all the time and not seeing them and not spending the time with them. So like yesterday, so we live in Florida, and my parents just got that COVID vaccine and now they feel a little bit freer. And so they're like, we want to go to Disney so bad because we've been caged animals. So we were able on a Thursday to go to Disney and just spend time with them and enjoy their company. So really, like, that entrepreneurial journey is all about just enjoying your family and enjoying your life, in my opinion, if you're doing it right.
Yeah, that is the ultimate goal. Yes, that laptop lifestyle for sure. Mm-hmm. It sounds like you two are just moving from being able to help people in one area, just transferring that help into another with business building online. So awesome. All right. I want to touch on that business building aspect just a tad. Do you believe that there's some sort of pattern or formula to becoming a successful entrepreneur?
Yeah, I personally think that it's all about taking the action, evaluating that action and saying, did that work? Did it not work? How can I tweak that thing? Like, it's literally like baby steps at a time, or at least sometimes it feels like baby steps. Like for me in my journey, I know that there's been times where it's like, this feels like a baby step, but I have to test this and see if it works. Mm-hmm. And then there's these big giant leaps that sometimes happen where you're just like, holy crap, that just happened and it worked. I'm going to keep doing more of that. And I'm going to keep tweaking and tweaking and tweaking and tweaking until the floodgates just open up. And it's just really cool when you get to a point in your business where you're like, okay, like, this is great. Cause I can tell you when I first built my network marketing business, it was like baby steps. Okay. Like with anything in life, you have got to learn the skill sets necessary. It's like stepping upstairs where you're like, okay, I got this. And you're just building on top. Even when you have the failures, people think that a failure is such a horrible thing. A failure is something to be celebrated. It's something that you should be like, I just failed right now. Like, I'm freaking awesome. And I'm going to keep failing until I figure out how to make it work. Like, that whole concept of failing forward, totally real. Like, seriously, I am excited when something doesn't work, because now I can actually evaluate and go, okay, so this didn't work. What can I do differently? How can I change what I'm doing so that it just sees more and more and more success eventually? Because it starts with that tiny success. Like, I feel like if you can actually embrace the failures and say, you know what, that wasn't necessarily a failure so much as that didn't work. Yeah. So embrace that. And then moving forward, it's like, okay, so that didn't work. So what could work if I added on top of that? And that just starts to create this success bubble where you just literally start to attract people to you because you're like, I'm going to make this happen with or without anyone else. It's going to happen. I'm going to, and you just start attracting people that are like, I like what this person's about. Mm-hmm. Like that unicorn. I want to be with her because she's doing really cool.
Yes. And we didn't rehearse this, y'all. I mean, she's talking about some stuff that I just brought to you on Monday. So hopefully some of the things she said is resonating, that, you know, other people are using those thought processing techniques. So that's amazing. All right. I'm looking here. I want to respect your time as well. So I'm going to jump forward a little bit.
Sure.
Okay. What is your favorite aspect of being an entrepreneur?
I love being an entrepreneur because of the freedom it gives me. Like this really goes back to that first, like, well, what would make me want to do network marketing kind of concept, where it was like, I love the concept of the freedom of the ability to spend time with the people that I love instead of being connected to a job that maybe like I don't get to spend time with the people that I love. So that's what I love about entrepreneurship, where it's really about creating the life that you love.
How about your most satisfying moment in your business? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
Okay, so there's so many, but the first that comes to mind is truly, so I got to this place in my business where I've already said that I market on YouTube. And I got to this place in my business where I had done so well that I was starting to attract people to me on YouTube. And the most satisfying moment was I got an email from somebody saying, hey, I just joined your team. I want to connect with you.
Wow.
Like literally, like in my video, like the call to action was, hey, join my team. And they did. And it was like, oh my God, if I did this once, I can do it again. Exactly. Right? Like I didn't see this person. I didn't know this person. I know this person now, but I didn't know this person. They literally just emailed me out of the blue and said, I just joined your team. I want to talk about how I can be successful. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this works.
Right? It's that moment when you're like, dang, this works.
Really cool. And then it just kept happening over and over again, where people were like, hey, I want to join your team. I want to buy your product. And I was like, oh my gosh, I just hit a gold mine.
Yes, I wish everyone that ability to have that moment. That's the best. Okay, my last question for you, the most important question that I think. If you could have any superhero power, what power would you have and why?
Great. Okay, so this is kind of silly too, but like I can't tell you like how many times I've thought this. So I drink a ton of water in the day, and I'm like I said, I'm the like I go fast and hard when I'm doing something. I want to get it done. I want to get it out of the way. So I wish, like, this is super silly. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you right now. I wish I could give my need to pee to somebody else. So I literally wish that when I'm sitting here drinking all my water and then I'm like, oh crap, I have to pee. I don't want to stop what I'm doing. There's something huge that I'm about to get onto. I wish that I could just be like, okay, now my husband has to pee for me.
Add it to the list. Just add
exactly.
Oh my God, that's amazing. All right. Well, and I also know that you have a new video training series coming out now. Is that correct?
Yep. It's called YouTube Unicorn, and I am hoping to get it out for April, and it is the bomb. It's literally teaching you how to do what I did, how to actually start attracting people to you on YouTube and have customers, business builders, whoever signing up on your team or becoming leads without you even speaking to them. It's magical.
I'm excited for that. And once you'll have maybe some information on your website for them to be able to get to there.
Yes. So currently right now it's not on my website, but my website is karinangelly.com, and it will be on my website when it goes live in April. So you can absolutely stay tuned for that. And then you can also reach out to me on all different social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, obviously on YouTube, but you can reach out to me and you can kind of be like, hey, I want to know more if you're interested in knowing more information.
That's awesome. So I have the site there for you guys. right there listed. That is her name. So go check that out. She said that'll be up hopefully soon. I've been seeing all the little tidbits that you've been dropping, so I'm very, very excited for it.
Yes.
So
Yes.
all right, guys. Well, how fun was it to spend this time with Karin? I'm so excited and so glad. If you guys are wondering how you two could possibly be in the spotlight and come along with us as a business partner, we would love to have you. And we invite you also to check out our 5-day business building challenge. It's happening right now. And some little tidbits that you could be learning from this. During this challenge, you will, the first thing, discover the daily habits you should be implementing right now, laying that foundation for your time freedom. We talked about that today. To be able to uncover the shocking secret of exactly how much time, energy, and money is actually needed to create that profitable business. To become comfortable with the blueprint that you need to follow to become that thriving business owner. Discovering the benefits of incentivized marketing and how this can help you create your business to be able to stand out. And finally, it touches a little bit on the key elements that get you to define that perfect client, which is super key in any.
Welcome back, my unicorn friend. I hope that that was inspiring, enlightening, and helped to give you some understanding as to what it takes to really grow as an entrepreneur in the network marketing space. If you're interested at all in learning a little bit more about that 5-day to freedom entrepreneurial challenge that Kacie was talking about, there's a link in the description where you can actually check that out right here, right now. And there's a bunch of other goodies down there where you can work with me directly as well. So go ahead and check those things out, and can't wait to hear how that 5-day Yup to Freedom challenge actually helps you. Now go build your unicorn empire.